with Tactics Podcast. Today we are indeed gonna do something self-development related. I don't really know what it is gonna be as so often, but I would assume that, well, I actually think there was something we haven't gone through completely yet. I might be just wrong there, but I will have a quick look into my history, into my browse history, and see if there's something to work with, if there's something to go through. As I said, I don't really know. Up to this point, I've been trying to be able to 3D print something. Not kind of been able to do so. It data is just so incredibly big, and I might just have to reduce certain things and yada yada yada. It is a bit of a shitty process, I'd say. It's definitely not that nice. Let's see if I can find something with summary. Radical acceptance from the 3rd of November probably is not really the case. 16th December, the nature of the beast. The nature of the beast. This might actually be something we went through, or I at least tried to go through. May or may not be the case. I think that I've actually been trying to go through that. Well, you know what? Let's go through the stoicism subreddit. I do not really want to, search for hundreds and thousands of things now. I'd assume that there is still quite a few good things that we can find here. There we go. Who will be beside your bed when you're sick? Who will come to see you when you're dying? It is not how many will come, but the relationships that matter. Which is, I think, really the case. I would say that even though, throughout my life, it became really clear to me that connections and actually knowing quite a lot of people is tremendously useful regarding many things. If this is something good or not is definitely up to debate. I think in certain instances it definitely is not that of a cool thing, but it is what it is, of course. It makes sense. When I know somebody that is doing X, Y, and Z, I'm probably gonna ask this person if he or she can do whatever for me. Instead of going to somebody that I do not know or have no affiliation with, or it's just some random person. Of course, one does not really do that, probably. So this really makes sense, and this is really clear to me, even though I think that quite often this person that you're then maybe working with may not actually be the best in his or her field, period. So there's some upsides and downsides for just going for connections instead of whatever, but quality of work as well is definitely very subjective. So me being like, okay, this, that, and the other work is amazing, may or may not actually be the truth or the case, just for me and my subjective opinion, which really is, I think, a big part of quite everything, my or one's subjective opinion. But anyway, let's see. This general idea that this message is carrying is heard quite often. I just asked myself this question. Mother was my answer. The main idea is not who will come, but how many good relationships you have, the relationships that actually matter. Do you show enough attention to the people that say I love you, to the people that are there for you? Do you respond kindly to these gestures of people caring for you? Try to be kind, look at that is happening around you, or what is happening around you. Admit your mistakes and try to give back the love that is given to you. Comment, 19-year-old male, I'm watching movie The Worst Person in the World. the relationship scenes displayed in movie made me unconsciously raise questions. I think that this is definitely a very good question to ask oneself, and definitely something to, to look out for, making sure that those people that really care about you, that you really also care about them, if they matter to you. I mean, sometimes it may be the case that some people really maybe need you, but you don't really need them, or it's a one-sided affair type of thing. So definitely also noteworthy. But in general, and this throughout the past few months and days and weeks and whatever, the year actually, really also became quite clear to myself that people really do matter, and compared to having this grade in that thing or whatever, and this, that, and the other thing, it makes sense, and it is very, very, very important to take care of the relationships, especially those that you've had for just, such a long time, and really add something to your life. Just imagining, which is also a very Stoic thing, negative visualization, visualize not having these people. I mean, there's some quote like, when the sun is gone, it is when we are missing it, and when it is there, we are not really, praising it. This is quite the essence of the quote, or this, saying, which is definitely true to some degree, but I think keeping that in mind, and remembering it, and what is the other word? And well, basically remembering it, and reminding yourself of the fact that all those people that you're having in your life that may add or do add really a lot to your life, they don't have to be in your life. They don't have to be there for you. They don't have to be even alive, So really praise the shit out of them doing something for you on one hand, and on the other hand, be just really grateful for having them. Very important, tremendously important even. I think people really do matter, and also focusing on that, I think, does make sense. Focusing on the fact that people matter. About journaling, so I've been through some memes praising journaling, but I can't relate it to Stoicism. Is it helpful? How do I start with it, if so? I think this question generally is presenting something that might be, I think yes, that is quite present in, I think, the Stoicism realm. If something can't be related to Stoicism, it is not worth doing it, apparently. This is at least, my subjective opinion of what I'm reading there, which is just, really not the case. Even though something might not be able to, or you might not be able to relate something to Stoicism, Stoicism is just a guideline. Sometimes a good guideline, sometimes maybe not that of a good guideline to living your life and navigating life, or navigating through your life. So I think part of Stoicism should also be realizing that some things might not be part of the philosophy itself, but may still just really be useful. As I think journaling is really useful. Maybe also journaling in a different language to learn this language might be really useful. But I would say that meditations is just a journal, so probably also in the realm of Stoicism is quite useful and practical, and was done. Stoically ways to process a breakup, and tips for stoically dealing with relationship dynamics. Let's see what the people are saying. I'm not even going to read through the original post or the question itself. I think it may be quite clear also through the answers there what the questions were. First, consider that you cannot know whether the breakup was positive or negative in the overall context of your life. For all you know, if the breakup had not occurred, you would have been killed in a car accident. Second, realize that neither or not or nor your ex can be ultimately responsible for your/their actions. That is, all of one's action can be fully expressed as a function of factors that are entirely outside of one's control. This realization should eliminate regret and anger for that matter. Let me know if you would like me to share philosophical arguments supporting this conclusion. Third, consider the following regarding loneliness and boredom. Boredom, where is it? Loneliness is an unmet desire for companionship. This desire can be eliminated by becoming comfortable with oneself. Becoming comfortable with oneself involves fostering unconditional self-acceptance, achieving deep self-knowledge, and cultivating robust self-reliance. Boredom is an unmet desire for mental and/or physical stimulation. Boredom arises in part from the false belief that satisfaction comes from outside oneself, with the realization that satisfaction comes from within. The desire for stimulation can usually be eliminated. Boredom typically involves a state of high arousal. In such case, one may lower one's state of arousal by meditating or listening to relaxing music. Boredom and loneliness are mutually reinforcing, therefore eliminating one may help in eliminating the other. Fourth, try letting go of the past. The past is gone forever, so it makes no sense for past events to affect your present state of mind, and you cannot change the past, so it makes no sense to dwell on the past. Finally, regarding future relationships, try to eliminate expectations. With the realization that the future is uncertain, you should eliminate your expectations regarding future events, and particularly regarding complex events such as the action of another. Eliminating your expectations prevents surprise and disappointment, thereby helping you to accept reality. Also, eliminating your expectations promotes the cultivation of flexibility, as it helps you to mentally prepare for a variety of outcomes. I think very well written on one hand, and on the other hand, very useful tips and tricks and whatever. I think essentially what we're seeing there, and what maybe the point of it all is that the present is very useful and the only thing we can really do something about. So I don't know what 5 hours from now is going to look like. I can just imagine and have suggestions in my mind, but it may not be the case, or for sure be the case. So the present is pretty cool and pretty great, and also being alone and being myself and just my head is, I think, great, or should be great. I guess this is the conclusion, that we actually can really do a lot with ourselves and with our head and with us as a being, and we do not need, theoretically, we don't, well, the problem is companionship regarding love may not be needed, even though, the case is humans are just social beings, period. That's all. So, it is, of course, I probably can make myself believe that I do not need someone, but it obviously is really good to have someone, and definitely also should be cherished. But on the other hand, I believe that having someone is just an addition to being really happy and fulfilled yourself. Maybe even having somebody is your ability or your possibility to give that acceptance that you're having for yourself, this ability to be alone, this ability to really actually love yourself, and giving this ability, sharing this ability, sharing maybe the moments that you're having with yourself, those great moments with somebody else, and this other person also with yourself. And in the end, I guess relationships and companionships should definitely be a positive thing for both side. But yeah, I'm gonna end the episode there. I wish that I hope that I've been able to share something of importance with you, and I'm hopefully gonna see you the next time.